Ancient Egyptian Diary Part 4 in Forge of Empires. At the request of Queen Nefertiti, I traveled to the Nile to develop a modest city into a busy metropolis. The city developed rapidly under my guidance. From a few dilapidated huts and tents, a flourishing city with residential buildings, grain farms, and military buildings was created. The population grew, and with it the grain production increased. After one single grain farm in the beginning, the city now had 3, and these 3 grain farms are busy producing continuously. That ensures a permanent supply of this growing city. Actually, this would have been enough if the grain prices had not collapsed so terribly. So the town needs an alternative production. But all this is not enough for Nefertiti. I started to plant the town by having some potted plants put up on the outskirts of the town. Now Nefertiti wants to have divine statues in the city. I am not at all enthusiastic about this, as it will not bring the city forward. But of course, I am doing this to please the queen. Through the demolition of a grain farm, I will create the necessary building site. I supplement this by removing an obstacle. Nefertiti had given me pickaxes. However, these statues require so much personnel that I first have to have another residential building erected. I use the construction time to quickly attack 2 rebellious neighbors. The good stock of spoils of war should not become smaller. Also today, Horus, the god of war, is again very well disposed towards us. In one respect, all politicians are equal. When it comes to inaugurating a new building, they are there for the press. Afterwards, they are no longer interested and they are never seen again there. That is why I can tear down the 2 divine statues right away and use the population more sensibly. Nefertiti won't even notice. In order to be able to settle the necessary skilled workers for the art of pottery in the town, the diplomatic value of this young city must increase first. I will achieve this by further greening with potted plants, a kind of national garden show. And when such an event is over, the beautiful plants will all be gone again. I will make an industrial area out of it by settling a pottery. With the start of production in this new factory, another day in the game comes to an end. Here again the tips from today summarized. Build a grain farm and demolish it after a few productions. Build holy statues and tear them down immediately. Build potted plants and demolish them immediately. This is part of the solution. In my opinion, alternatives that avoid this take much longer.